Have you ever told yourself that you'll start tomorrow? Tomorrow you'll exercise. Tomorrow you'll write. Tomorrow you'll work on that business idea. Tomorrow you'll finally make progress. But when tomorrow arrives, nothing changes. You wait for motivation. You wait for inspiration. You wait for confidence. You wait for the perfect moment. And while you wait, life quietly moves forward. This is one of the most common psychological traps of modern life. Most people believe motivation comes first. They assume successful people act because they feel motivated, confident, and ready. But psychology tells a different story. Motivation is often the result of action, not the cause of it. Think about the last time you didn't feel like exercising. The hardest part wasn't the workout. It was putting on your shoes and starting. Once you began moving, the resistance faded. The same pattern appears in studying, writing, working, and almost every meaningful pursuit. The greatest obstacle is not the task, it is the hesitation before the task. Psychologists call this behavioral inertia. Just as a stationary object resists movement, the inactive mind resists action. The longer we delay, the stronger that resistance becomes. We overthink, we analyze, we imagine obstacles. We convince ourselves we need more motivation. But what we really need is movement. Throughout history, some people understood this instinctively. They didn't wait for certainty. They didn't wait for confidence. They moved first. And perhaps no historical figure embodied this more dramatically than Alexander the Great. At 20, Alexander inherited a kingdom surrounded by enemies. Most leaders would have waited and consolidated power. Alexander did the opposite. He marched. Again and again, he showed a pattern modern psychology would explain thousands of years later. He acted before he felt ready, and that changed the course of history.
In 334 BC, a 22-year-old king reached the Hellespont, the narrow waterway between Europe and Asia. On the far side stood the Persian Empire, wealthy, vast, and far more powerful than Macedonia. Alexander did not have perfect odds. He did not have endless troops. He did not know whether Asia would make him famous or bury him. By ordinary logic, he should have waited, gathered more resources, build a larger army, look for a safer moment. But Alexander crossed. That choice did not prove he had no fear. It proved he was willing to act before certainty arrived. Soon after entering Asia Minor, he met Persian forces at the Battle of Granicus. The situation was dangerous. A river separated the armies. The Persians held strong positions. Some of Alexander's commanders urged caution. Waiting made sense. Retreat would have been safer. Alexander chose movement. He led the cavalry attack himself, not as a distant symbol, but from the front. The battle nearly killed him. Ancient accounts describe a moment when a Persian nobleman struck at Alexander, and one of Alexander's companions intervened just in time. Had that instant gone differently, the story might have ended there. No legend, no empire, no Alexander the Great. But he survived, and he won. What changed after Granicus was not only military, it was psychological. His soldiers had crossed into the unknown, faced a powerful enemy, and lived. The impossible became a little more possible. The next march became easier to imagine. The next risk became easier to take. Action created evidence. Evidence created confidence. Confidence fueled more action. Modern psychology has a name for a similar principle: behavioral activation. It is often used to explain how people can begin changing their mood and motivation by doing meaningful actions even before they feel ready. The idea is simple but powerful. You do not always wait for confidence and then move. Sometimes you move first and confidence follows. This does not mean every bold decision is wise. Alexander's campaigns brought suffering, destruction, and enormous human cost, But as a lesson in psychology, his first crossing reveals something timeless. The mind often asks for proof before action. Life often gives proof after action. So when the challenge feels too large, do not ask, "Am I confident enough to begin?" Ask, "What is the next step I can actually take?" Because confidence is rarely found on the shore. It is built by crossing.
Before we end this video, I want you to do something. Not tomorrow, not after this video, right now. This 5-minute exercise demonstrates one of psychology's most important discoveries. You do not need motivation to begin. Often, motivation appears after action starts. Let's begin. Minute 1. Identify one avoided task. Think of something you've been putting off: starting a project, going for a walk, cleaning your room, studying, writing, sending an important email, or making a difficult call. Choose one task, only one. Now make it smaller. Don't choose finish the project, choose open the document. Don't choose get fit, choose put on my walking shoes. The goal is not to complete the task. The goal is to identify the smallest possible action. Say clearly to yourself, "My next action is blank." Minute 2. Let go of motivation. Notice what your mind is saying. Maybe, "I don't feel like it. I'm too tired. I'll do it later. I need more motivation." For the next minute, don't argue with these thoughts. Don't fight them. Simply notice them. Remember, you are not waiting to feel motivated. You are practicing action despite how you feel. Motivation is not required. Movement is required. Minute 3. Make a 5-minute commitment. You are not committing to an hour. You are not committing to finishing. You are committing to 5 minutes. That's all. Most people avoid tasks because they imagine the entire journey. Focus only on the next 5 minutes. Ask yourself, "Can I do this for just 5 minutes?" The answer is almost always yes. Minute 4. Visualize the first action. Close your eyes if you're comfortable. Imagine opening the laptop, standing up, picking up the phone, opening the textbook, or walking out the door. See yourself beginning, not perfectly, just beginning. Notice how much smaller it feels when you focus on the first step. Minute 5. Move immediately. When this exercise ends, act immediately. Do not think. Do not negotiate. Do not check your phone. Do not watch another video. Perform the first action you identified. The purpose is not to finish. The purpose is to begin. Psychologists call this behavioral activation. Action creates momentum, and momentum often creates motivation. The brain learns through evidence. Every action proves progress is possible. Every step weakens hesitation. Every movement builds confidence.
Action before emotion. Movement before motivation. Victory before certainty. This is battlefield psychology.